All right, boys, good one for you today. We got a Toyota Tacoma. I believe this is going to be from 2020 all the way to 23. SRS module, airbag module, and that is the part number 89170-04710. Okay, so what we're going to go ahead and do is read it and look at the crash data. We're going to then pull the crash data from this unit, the EEPROM, and we're going to clear it and replace it and verify that the crash data was cleared. And for this, we're going to use the OBD Star P50 to verify the information, basically our status and what we're going to do. Okay, so we went ahead and typed in the actual model number up here at the top. And as you can see, it found it. So we can now go down here and click on Pinout. And that's going to show us how we need to actually hook up our P50 to the device to read it. So I've got my OBD cable connected up here on the P50, and it goes right here into the interface connector. And I've got my ground 12 volts power supply, CAN low and CAN high hooked up, and I went ahead and hooked it up as the diagram said. And of course, I've got my 12 volt supply coming in here into the P50 that powers the device. And once you hit this button here, you can turn the module, send power to the module off and on. If you do not have your 12 volt power plugged into the P50, it will not be able to power the device or power this unit. Now we're going to go back. And we're going to tell it to start now on this module. Now, the first thing we're going to do on these Toyotas, they don't store the actual crash flag as a DTC. So we can go to DTC. It's going to trigger everything because we do not have none of these devices are connected right now to the module. And there is no crash flag here. It will not be, even if you clear all that out, plug everything in, it's still going to give you the airbag light. So we're going to go back here, actually tell it okay. And then you're going to go to ECU information, and there it is. Crash recorded, yes. So that is actually how it's stored. So we're going to go ahead and do at this point. For this, the P50 on many modules can erase it directly from here. Basically, you would go and tell it okay. You would have an option right here, number 4, that says erase crash. But on this module, these modules do not have access from OBD to the EEPROM to modify or erase it. If it did, we'd be able to do it right here. And there are many modules that this P50 can do. If you haven't watched my review on the P50, we also sell this device. Link in the description. Check out the review. Check out, it was tested on 3 different vehicles, 3 different brands, and check out how it performs. Might be definitely a tool for you. You don't even have to pull modules out of the car and do any of this in most cases. Again, go to our website, globalcommerce.com. You buy these devices from us. We support you directly. You don't have to worry about, hey, this thing, I don't know how to. You just email us directly. We get right back to you. You definitely want to, when you buy your products, you want to make sure you're buying from an official distributor. We're direct links with OBD Star. We have direct connections to the engineering team to resolve any possible issues that might occur. So that's one of the most important things when you're picking where to buy a device, guys. All right, now let's get to the disassembly and show you how to get this done. Okay, to get access to the module, you're going to have to remove this plate. Let me tell you, this is the toughest foam adhesive I've ever seen in my life. You're going to have to pry a knife under there and basically cut away at this adhesive until you free it, and then you can pull this metal plate under. At that point, you got to pull these Torx T15 screws out. There's 5 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We can then remove the cover and get to the actual EEPROM. All right, guys, we got the board exposed, and we're got it under the microscope. And this is the actual location of the EEPROM chip right here. And that is it. And let me show that to you under the microscope. And here is that chip under the microscope. As you can see, it's a 95M01. It's upside down. Yeah, I know. And we need to basically know where the orientation of the chip is, which one is pin 1. That's our number 1 focus at this point, so that we know how to connect up to this EEPROM chip and read it. And we can always tell pin 1 on this certain chip because there's a bevel. If you notice, we're looking at straight top-down view of the chip, and this part goes pretty much straight down. And as you can see right here, there's a bevel. It's curved. It goes that way. So that would designate this as pin 1, guys. And now you definitely want to stay to the end of this video, guys, and watch the whole thing, especially if you maybe want to attempt this or plan on attempting this in the future. I always get an email or something like that from some guy that says, hey man, I was watching your video and you know, I tried to do this, that, like you did in the video, but I only watched the first 1 minute and 17 seconds. And then when I hooked everything up to my car, smoke started coming out. My car won't start and everything is burnt up. Yeah, you need to stay to the end of the video, guys. You need to watch this whole thing to understand what's going on. You need to follow my recommendations. You need to have the proper tools. Okay, we got links in the description, guys, to get you over to the website. You know, there's always going to be somebody else that tries to do the little substitute deal and then something else goes wrong, guys. Follow the recommendation, guys. Trust me on this one. Now, if you notice, it's very shiny at the top. You can see that reflection there, and even here on the sides, right? And on top of that chip, there's a gel coating on this chip. So we're gonna need to remove it on the pins to be able to get access to read this EEPROM chip. And we're gonna try to read it in circuit, guys. Now I've got an extensive video on reading EEPROM chips in circuit, guys. You definitely wanna check that out. Click the like and subscribe button. Go back to my previous videos. Look at advanced EEPROM reading techniques, guys. And part 2 is about to drop too real soon. All right, important, you want to make sure you have the right tools. Here's our kit of basically all ESD tweezer set, right? So these are all available on our website, guys. Click the link in the description. And as you can see, these tweezers are pretty fine, ESD, and we'll be able to work and get to the components as we want to. So now I'm going to use the tweezers to basically scrape and get off the little gel coating off the top of the pins of the EEPROM. You can see it a bit better under the microscope. So you want to scrape these pins and get the gel coating off of each pins. There's a total of 8, guys. All right, guys, we went ahead and scraped it, and now we have access to all 4 legs of the 8 legs of the chip. Next up, we're going to go ahead and connect up, and traditionally we would use the clip like this. This is very cumbersome. Sometimes most people have a very hard time making a connection with this, and we've actually got a new product that will basically eliminate this, but gives you way faster connection, better connection than using this clip, guys. We provide this push style right now. This is the clip replacement. Call it the clip reader on steroids, guys. This one, it has push pins. So you just basically stick it right on top of the chip and you push down and you can read. You just hold it down right onto the chip at the proper positions. Of course, we need to know pin 1 orientation. And at the bottom, this right here tells you, 1 second. So right here, this is going to be pin 1. You see the little dot right there? That designates and lets you know that is pin 1. So you need to have your orientation when you sit it on the chip at this this pin as being pin 1. Okay, and when you put in your program or vice versa, here's going to be pin 1. As you can see, it's got this will be where the notch is here that designates pin 1 as well. So that's what you need to know. Guys, link in the description. Head over to the website, globalcommerceca.com, and pick up your replacement clip, guys. This is going to change your life when it comes to reading chips, EEPROMs, anything like that. A novice with never doing this any time in his life will be able to handle the job rapidly and accurately with this device, guys. So now I have no more excuses to get any emails, anything, comments saying, hey man, I can't get a good read with the clip. Hey man, there's only so much I can do. I'm one man. I put the links for you guys, got you guys the product so that you can get these things done. At this point, you got to do your part, guys. There's nothing else I can do. Okay, first thing I'm going to go ahead and do is connect it to the programmer. As I showed you earlier, pin 1 is going to be on this side, as you can see by the notch there at the top. So pin 1 is also designated here on the reader as with the red dot there, which means right here. So we're going to open the reader. We're using the XP400 for this, the Autel, and we're going to make sure our pin 1 is going towards that first slot, and we just slide it in there. Now you'll lock it down, and that's it. So on the IM608, we're going to go into the programmer chip reading, and we're going to select EEPROM. We're going to scroll down to ST, which is the manufacturer of this EEPROM. And then we're going to select the M95 because that's what this chipset is. And it's all the way at the bottom, the M95 M01, as I've shown you. And then we go to EEPROM. And we're going to go ahead and go to our set. And we always make sure we have our verification on. So we go to set verification. And we have read and write verification on. Very important. And escape. And now we're going to go ahead and read. Okay, guys, you want to have your 12 volts power hooked up to your programmer. And now we're going to go ahead and place the reader on the chip. And as I told you before, here's going to be the pin 1 location, as you can see. So we're going to focus it to pin 1 on the chip, which is in that corner over there. So it will be at this orientation like this, right? Now we're going to sit it on the chip. So you just position it over the pins, just like that at the top where you scraped off, and you just lightly push down. You see the pressure I'm putting? You don't need to put a lot of pressure. Just like that is fine. All right, so we just hit read. And now it's starting to communicate with the chip. And as you can see, the light is flashing. And like I said, light pressure, we're just holding it onto the chip. And we're at 70%. And now it's going to go back and do it again. And it's going to compare the data. It already failed, so it got bad data. So we can just try it again and see. There's different techniques we can do. But we're going to just try to read again and see if we can get a good read, guys. And here we go. Okay, that means I've probably moved a little bit in my hand because I'm trying to record while I'm doing this at the same time. So let me go ahead and position this correctly. All right, here we are in the second pass. Like I said, we just tried it again. And let's see. And there we go. We got a good read, guys. So some chips, they kind of give in circuit. You can have some times when it might fail a read. You just want to make sure, like I said, clean your contacts a little bit. Make sure you don't have any debris there, and reset your reader, your clip, and just keep a firm grip. You don't want to be shaking around or anything like that. And we've got our read. So now we're going to save this information. I'm going to call mine 20 Tacoma. Save. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and move it over to my laptop so I can clear the crash data and bring it back over to the IM608. I've got the clean file on the unit now. I already uploaded it. So now let me find it, and we're going to write it back. And there is our file, cleaned. Okay. Oh, yeah, I forgot to connect the clip. So let me connect this back and let's do it again. All right, I connected it. So it is writing now to the chip. Again, you want to keep your hands steady, guys. It's going to go back and read it after it writes it and verifies that it's correct. Verification error, so we're going to do that again. All right, we went ahead and tried it again. You got to make sure you have a steady hand, guys, and make sure you're lined up properly on the pins. That's what's very important. And it's on the verify stage. It's reading it. And it's chip written successfully, guys. So make sure you got a steady hand, and you definitely want to make sure you're sitting on the pins on both sides. You're not uneven, and that's pretty much it, guys. So now we're going to connect back up the P50 and do a read and see if our codes have been, the crash has been cleared, guys. So we're going to power up the P50. And we're going to go to start. And now we're going to read ECU information. Okay. One of my pins came off. Let me set that. All right, we got it set. Now do read ECU information. Crash recorded? No, guys, that was a success. Click that thumbs up button, guys. Remember, check the link in the description. Go over to globalcommerceca.com. Get your tools. Get the P50. Get anything you need. Everything that's recommended, guys. Make sure you're doing these things right. And that way we can avoid silly comments that this didn't work or what's happening here. You know, just get the right tools for the job and make sure you follow the guide, watch the whole guide. Every time I post a guide, follow the whole thing from the beginning to the end, guys. Watch out for part 2 on the EEPROM reading, advanced reading techniques coming up soon. And I'll catch you guys on the next one, guys. Remember, if you didn't know this, now you know. And knowing is half the battle, boys.